Months back I did a video, I think it must be a year ago, a video about the Zimbabwean elections and how the Zambian government or the Zambian president disagreed about the way the elections were conducted, and people took it lightly. They thought maybe this is just a normal common brotherhood beef and all, but these countries are neighboring countries and you don't want to be in that compromised position. I want you to watch this video about the president of Zimbabwe when he was talking to the Russian President Vladimir Putin about the relations between Zimbabwe, Malawi, the Americans and Russia as well, when he was talking about how Zambia and Malawi are getting support from the US government and he's not getting anything. And this is something that should worry the people of Southern Africa.
Relations just ended there, and thereafter both the British and the Americans have not looked upon us. They think that we are too much inclined to the east, but we have no apologies at all. We feel we are better in relations with the people who also respect us, not the persons who look down upon us. So we are very happy to be here. And we are anxious to actually have our relations more comprehensive and consolidated between ourselves. Yes, we are a very advanced country, but there's a lot that we can learn from you. There's a lot that we can benefit from that relationship. And there's a lot that we can open for the Russian Federation to participate in our economy, especially in the mining sector, in agriculture. There's a lot that we can afford for you to participate. And in that process, the West will run away. You see, the West have just begun consolidating their power in Zambia, our next neighbor. You know, there was a time when Zambia and Zimbabwe won. It was called the Northern and Southern Rhodesia. It was won by the British, but they were now separate. And the Americans are consolidating their power in that country, both in terms of security and in terms of financial support.
Now, you need to take a bit of context in what he's saying, because that's where exactly we need to be careful. You see, Russia has been responsible for most of instability in Western Africa. I'm not saying it's responsible in the sense that it's causing the mayhem. No, it's replacing Western aligned leaders with Eastern aligned leaders. Look at all the Traore's, the guys who are defying France and all that. They are all aligned to Russia for some reason, and that reason we all know why. It's because of the Ukrainian war. They want to destabilize countries who are offering support to NATO. So now these guys are talking about how the West, however, has gone to each and every ally of Russia to go and destabilize, or maybe let's say you just keep and maintain the peace or the status quo. So rather than getting and bombarding Zimbabwe with missiles and all that, they went and established bases in Zambia, and they went there and they are now providing financial support to Zambia. Now this is what he's talking about, and this is quite interesting because it's geopolitics. So you have to really look at it from a more strategic position and international relations position.
Relations just ended there. But there's a lot that we can learn from you. There's a lot that we can benefit from that relationship. And there's a lot that we can open, we can afford for you to participate. And in that process, the West will run away. You see, the West have just begun consolidating their power in Zambia, our next neighbor. You know, there was a time when Zambia and Zimbabwe won.
To make sure that we feel lonely. I've never heard of a country that feels lonely, but it's okay. I don't know how it feels, but it feels like he's complaining that the Americans have chosen Zambia. Well, it's a matter of democracy, let's be honest. If you're not democratic, the Americans would. Actually, that's not true. Americans don't look at democracy, they just choose who they choose to deal with. Actually, they have dealt with even the most dictatorial countries in the world, so it doesn't matter anyway. So probably he's correct. They feel lonely.
We have taken a course as a people that we feel we want to be independent and we choose our friends ourselves. And besides, we are independent today because most of us are in the leadership trained here during our war of liberation. We got our independence because we were supported by yourselves here, and you don't forget that history. and you stood by us. So, Mr. President, I am happy to be here. And
look at Putin's leg. One of the biggest lessons I learned about communication is you have to look at gestures. Putin is, I don't know what you call it, but he's thudding his leg. I don't know if that's the right word, but he's like moving his feet a weird way. Like look at the way he's moving his feet. Look at.
I intend to go into more detail as which areas we must focus in terms of supporting each other.
That kind of means you are boring me.
When we feel we need external support, more especially in the area of defense and security, as well as in food security. In those areas we need to be supported, the mechanization of our agriculture and so on.
If you have friends that are always crying about their financial situation and coming to you with all sorts of cries, every time you sit with them, they're always telling you about what they need from you, what they want from you. You end up getting bored with those people. Because, to be quite honest with you, the relationship is not supposed to be one way. Of course, he talked about cross investment, international, foreign direct investment between Russia and Zimbabwe. But to be quite honest with you, if you only meet to just discuss about the needs that you have and the lack of food and all that, how about you talking about how you just need probably expertise to just help each other with I don't know, but talk about something else. Talk about something else. Don't only talk about the situation with your finances. Things are hard. People find you boring if you keep doing that. And believe you me, international relations is not really far from our normal day-to-day relations, to be honest. If you just find someone who's just begging every time, it gets boring.
But the West, we have to come here because the West would want to see us down. They support our neighbors, Zambia and Malawi, very heavily. But in spite of that, Zimbabwe's economic growth is the fastest growing economy in the region, in spite of us being isolated by the Americans. So, Your Excellency, I'm very happy to be here.
Now, let's talk about this whole thing. This seems so quite concerning. How will Zambia take it? Okay, let's be honest. How will Zambia take it after listening to a whole head of state coming to lecture another head of state who is miles and miles away from him about how another country, a neighboring country, is being supported more than them? It seems like he's jealous or something. I really don't get it. I don't know what you think, but this is quite concerning. And in geopolitics, we know that it's not going to go well. And this whole animosity is growing day by day. Till next time.